Hey, I've got a student that wanted to learn a Buddy Guy song, and we were looking at he had the transcription, and we were looking at it, and it looked pretty, I don't know, it wasn't too hard, but I think it was kind of overwhelming with all the different phrasing and stuff. And I think it might be easier just to make up your own phrasing and just learn how to do it without reading it, just by listening and finding a few notes. You don't really need to play the whole neck if you can just find a little position and go to town on that. I'm going to show you what the position was I thought would be good for him to do. Let's say we're in the key of A. I'm going to say this. Yeah, it's just a little handful of notes. It's about, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fretted notes, 5 notes. Key of A. It's all based around this A note, which is on the 2nd string, 10th fret. I recommend the ring finger on that A. Alright, got that note? Okay. Of course, you can slide into it. Just get used to that sound. And let's do a hammer on from a G to an A. So I always teach that G leads to A. G to A. Hammer on. Or slide. Or just pick them. Oops. That's really easy. G to A. It's kind of like this. It just sounds right to me. G to A. Now, I think you probably agree that sounds like rock and roll or blues. Let's add another note. Let's take C to A. So we got G A and C A. C is on 1st string, 8th fret to A. G A C A. Put a little swing to it. Alright, let's hear you do it. One more time. Yeah. So now you just scramble them a little bit, make them sound cool. You don't want to sound like a robot. That's too square, man. You gotta kind of make it swing. Very, very, very simple. So I'm hitting the C 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. How about the G 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. So you just scramble them. Just take the dice and roll them and see what happens. All right, that's 3 notes. I think we can handle that. Let's add one more. This E on the 3rd string, 9th fret, middle finger works perfect. That sounds cool. How about slide? If you're doing anything fast like that, you want to pick down up. I like that a lot, sliding into that E. How about back it up? It's still a little stiff the way I'm playing, but I just want to make sure that you're moving along and getting into it. And now let's add one more. How about this? That's a D. if you went to a blues jam and sat in with a band and played in the key of A and just played those 5 notes, they'd think you were pretty cool for not playing too much. So just playing a little less and keeping it kind of minimal is really pretty respected. So it starts sounding a little more sophisticated with those now 5 notes, but there's more. You can bend this D up a whole step. So you gotta control that bend. I know that if you haven't been bending a lot, it can be a little weird, but you don't want to go. You kind of gotta control when the sound goes up. And a lot of times my students will go like, whoa, where'd you go with that? I mean, that sounded kind of good, but they'll go like they're not sure what to do after you bend it. You might have to kind of quiet the note down, like, hear how it stopped? I just take my right hand and maybe the pick will stop it. So you want to be able to control whether it goes, you know, if you want it to go up and down, that's good. But you also want to be able to make it not do that. There I'm letting it kind of weep down. So I might hit it, I might bend it first, then pick it, and drop it down from the high pitch to the lower pitch. Weepy, weepy. Well, I hope it's not too many notes, but I do have another thing to add. Once you get good at that, you can also bend the C. Check it out. So you got that D and the C and the A. And you can slide into any of these notes. Or hammer on. One hand. It's a miracle. Woo! Now, if you bend the A, it sounds kind of far out. It's all right, but make sure you know that that's, if you bend it a half step, you got an A sharp. That's pretty sick sounding. So, you know, like, whoa, I don't even know what I'm doing, but we're in the key of A. So you might want, you know, if you're wondering what's happening, just go back and hit an A chord. See how that bending that A note a little sharp sounds pretty gross. But if you want that effect, if you want to repel and repulse people, bend that A a little sharp. Oh my God, that guy is so far out, he's in. So be cautious about that one. Really, you can bend anything. But if you know what you're doing, you can bend it up to a B or to a C. A C is up here or here. You can bend an A up to a C. But if you just go a little bit, amateur move. It's all right. I'm not mad. You can bend that G up to an A. So that's just kind of with the 4 or 5 notes. You could probably bend that E up to a G. That's kind of far out. See how that sounds. So I know that's not the final answer, but it's a pretty good start. If you listen to like Eric Clapton, you'll hear him hanging on those little patterns like crazy. Milk it. Get all the good out of it because it's pretty easy. You don't have to learn too much. If you're an older guy, just your hands are a little stiff. Kind of intimidated by that. You haven't been playing for 45 years like me. I'm still not that good, but I keep going. But if you just want to get a little chunk of the neck sounded good, you don't have to play the whole neck. Just find a little spot, camp out in that zone, and have a party. That's all right. All right. Hey, today I'm going to show you an amp I'm playing through. I'm playing through this clone of a deluxe amp I just got off eBay, and it's buzzing. So I got to get it looked at already, but yeah, it's like a clone of a 1961 Fender Deluxe amp, a brown face. And when I crank it up, it's going to roar. Right now it's clean because it's turned down. That's a tube amp, man. Hand wired. Old circuit. Okay. That's enough of that. Hey, one more thing. My fan club.